the National Football League.
About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night primetime. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Past midfield. And finally, he's out of bounds, but not before a great return. He's all the way inside the 30.
As the offensive guys trot on the field, you know they're congratulating the special teams guys to get them in great position. And while they're going out there, I'm guessing the quarterback's thinking about taking some good shots at the end zone right now.
So excellent starting position here for the Vikings. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup. Threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Taken down right at the line.
2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Throwing is McCarthy. Now he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Xavier McKinney just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback too.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man, that's Felton. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Record on for the Vikings field goal. A 45-yard attempt.
And this one is right down the middle. So the big return had them fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball all after that. They didn't even get a first down.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. 6'4" Jordan Love taking the field for the first time. The 2020 first-round pick from Utah State set to lead Green Bay.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test the secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
And ultimately, this won't go for much, maybe a couple, but boy, he showed off that make-you-miss ability that certainly is in his arsenal. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 18 carries, 79 yards. Love looking to throw it.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Love from the gun. And this is going to be incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
And he's going to go down, but a penalty marker too, and they might very well eject the snap there. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB. That's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. Really good effort. He does it himself, picks up 15, also picks up the first down.
First and 10.
Mason going to get it on first down. And down to the 41. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 19 carries, 92 yards.
Well, obviously, he didn't have a great deal of time between games, having to turn around on a short week and get ready for Thursday night football. But he said in pregame he was feeling pretty good and felt more recovered from last week's contest than he would have expected. Didn't seem to think this short week was going to affect him much as he chases a big performance here in prime time.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
McCarthy is set to throw it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. It's the first time that they looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down on the play.
Vikings, first down. First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Straight ahead, here's Mason. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 12 yards there, first down Vikings.
That's another Vikings first down.
They'll send the tight end in motion. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13. Pretty effective run there. Now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. A tackle for loss there. 2 last week. He's tough to handle coming off the edge.
And when you talk about a defensive end, your first thought is how does he rush the passer? That's where he makes his big plays getting into the backfield. But the best ones can play the run as well. And that's what we're seeing from him, that excellent combination of holding the point of attack and also getting upfield to make plays in the backfield.
Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities. But as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
And still yet to find the end zone. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Now, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll complete this one to Watson. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll swing this complete out to Hill. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
A gain of 4. Brings up
Love from the gun on 3rd down. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. There go play action. Here's McCarthy. Now he's going to step up and run. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Now a 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun is McCarthy. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. To the air with McCarthy. Complete. Jefferson to target. And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
A 40-yard punt, no return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Throwing. Love. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time. 3rd down here. You look at this defense for the Vikings. We know they're going to be tough to throw on. Top 3 in the NFL defending the pass.
And hey, they were stingy in the opener. Didn't allow much of anything at all through the air. So now they come into week 2 saying, hey, let's see if we can do even better. Let's try to get to that number 1 spot.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive to help themselves out. Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
This one swung out here to Jones. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down, they just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Love and the Packers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. He'll give it to Jacobs to start the drive. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Tackled by Jonathan Grenard. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Love. That's taken in by Watson. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. 6-0 our score after 1. The Packers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. The offense on third down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile.
And this will be a Packers first down as we get this up to about the 42.
That's good for a Packers first down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
The Packers had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And what doubly stings for them, CD, they lose week 1 at home, and now here on the road week 2. So it's certainly not a must-win, but boy, you hate to start a season with 2 straight losses.
Yeah, because you sort of feel like you're playing from behind right from the beginning, and that can really mess with your confidence. Plus, if you get to 0-2, here come the articles, here comes the sports talk shows, pointing out the small percentage of teams that make the playoffs after they begin the season 0-2.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 43. They give them 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
At the 43-yard line.
Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 43-yard line.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. And he'll take it across midfield and down the 48-yard line.
And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for later and put it on your mantle. Pretty good deal for him right there. Now he's eager to get back out on the field and get his second one.
From the shotgun, McCarthy.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Off the bootleg, here's McCarthy.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped.
Brings up 3rd down and 2.
Running left, Mason.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They end up getting stuffed twice after that 9-yard gain back on 1st down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
Going for it, here's McCarthy.
And it is caught and brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
They'll hand it to Mason.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
31-yard line.
Throwing quickly, this is caught by Kirk.
A 3rd field goal in the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
Here's McCarthy.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
A 40-yard attempt.
And his kick here is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead.
They already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Gain of 15. First down, Green Bay.
Off the play fake, Love. They complete it to Hill. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49. A gain of just 2.
3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Love.
At the Vikings, 49-yard.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and
Love will sneak it. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
gain of a yard. And the Packers first down.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
As we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's a 2nd and 9. Now Love. He's got room at the 30. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 23. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that.
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25.
Jonathan Allen, the former first-round pick, getting in there to bring him down.
2nd down.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Under pressure, they got him again.
Jonathan Greenard running in to pick up the sack.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Love now. He finds his receiver, Watson. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed.
A gain of 5.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
A 40-yard attempt.
The kick by Sanders is good. And they are on the board. It's now 9-3.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession.
And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down.
The Vikings first down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Looking to throw McCarthy. Looking for Addison again, and he's got him again. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. Now McCarthy. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
5 yards on the play.
Sticking with the pass, here's McCarthy.
On the screen, this is Mason. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1.
Throwing is McCarthy.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the lead stretches to 9. It's now 12-3. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. A 1st and 10 here. And, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Quick slant to Watson.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
Complete once again to Watson.
Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
They'll complete this one to Watson.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
It's a gain of 14 yards. That's another Packers first down.
So halftime is upon us on Thursday night primetime, and we go off to Orlando. And Scott Hansen for our halftime report.
Our trip around the...
Well, everyone's eager to resume play here in this Week 2 contest, so we push right through halftime and back at it for the start of quarter 3.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter.
The Packer offense ready to go to begin this 3rd quarter. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half. So make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps. But above all, play your game.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Love looking to throw it.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And a nice spin into some open field. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And the Packers first down.
Firing quickly out wide is Love.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
To Christian Watson. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8. At the 43-yard line.
It's a slant to Hill.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up
Level sneaking. And he's going to have the Packers first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
That's good for a Packers first down. 2 yards on the play. First down, Green Bay.
Jacobs going to try the middle.
And good work there in open open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32.
That's another Packers first down.
They'll run on first down. It's Lloyd trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
At the 31-yard line.
Now they pitch to Jacobs. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
You know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
47-yard attempt.
Sanders' kick is good. And that'll move them back within 6 now.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
So here are the Vikings to take over. They were losers a week ago to the Bears, but they lead things here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. Starting the drive with Mason on the ground. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
16 yards. And the Vikings
on the give. It's Mason.
And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They'll go play action. Here's McCarthy.
Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. To the air with McCarthy.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Micah Parsons drops him again for the 2nd straight play, and it brings up 4th down.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Now the Packers get set to go.
And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit.
The football comes out. Jacobs lost it.
And the defense says they have it. They do. One play into the ball game, an early turnover. But he has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
And now out comes Minnesota. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 at the Packers' 20-yard line.
He gets it to Addison.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And now it's 3rd and 4.
A gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Operating from the gun, McCarthy. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. On the ground, here comes Mason.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6.
At the Packers' 6-yard line.
Out of the shotgun is Jones. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that.
3rd and 4.
A gain of a yard on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Operating from the gun, McCarthy. Touchdown!
Jordan Addison,
His first touchdown of the new season.
and the Vikings take advantage of the short field and finish it off with a quick touchdown.
Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give him a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
They'll try and run it up the middle. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs.
They'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
I think they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. To pass, here's Jordan Love. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st.
Throwing, Love. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
Well, the punt team and Vernon out there as he gets this one away.
A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Packers defense here, they're heading back out onto the field. They struggled that last drive. They were kind of hit 2 ways, both with the run and the pass.
And I love how you brought hit into it because a lot of defense coordinators like to show a little cut-up film the night before a game. They usually have some boxing in there. And it always shows the guy being the aggressor, the guy on his toes punching, not back on his heels taking punches. And that's where this defense was on the last possession.
They were on their heels. Will they be on their heels again? Let's see. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
3rd down and 1.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Addison hauls it in. And he will have a Vikings first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football.
And the Vikings, first down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. Are things looking much rosier for them here in Week 2? They work with the lead as they've got it first and 10. On the delay, Jones. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. On play action, Love to throw. That's out to Hill, right side complete. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Love. Tyreek Hill's got another one. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
And the Packers, first down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
To throw now, here's Love. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Now Love. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he showed some fancy footwork on the juke, but then quickly taken down. Love now. Same target. It's Jacobs again. Here's Riley Dixon now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
And what a tough spot for this defense because they know it's coming, but they're just powerless to stop it. What a great run there to start the drive. And you can bet there'll be more where that came from as they try to ice this game away.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 30.
Here's McCarthy. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. But collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number It's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. A good return there, call it 13 yards. The Packers ready to take over offensively. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the runner run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his load a rest.
The offense on third down tonight, they're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. That's to his running back, complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. 2nd down and 8.
At the 45-yard line.
On play action, now McCarthy. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up
now McCarthy. In trouble, and he's taken down. Rashawn Gary in there to drop him, and that is the 7th time tonight that he has gone down. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. The Packers offense set to go. Love going to break the huddle, lead the Packers up here 1st and 10 at their own 13. Love fires that quickly outside. And they'll get him down here at the 23. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down.
It's 2nd and inches at the 23-yard line.
Love. That is incomplete.
Give him big credit for his coverage right there because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Love will sneak it. And he's going to have the Packers 1st down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
Packers 1st down.
The give to the fullback on the dive. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Looking to throw. Love. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
It's a gain of 8.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
It's a gain of 11. That's another Packers
set to throw now on first down. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's second down and 7.
Now a handoff up the middle. Lloyd. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line.
Well, this feels like a late-season game, even though it's just week 2. Here's a big third down. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Desperation time here. Love on 4th down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
And the Vikings are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT.
Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 4.
On the ground again, it's Mason. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Now a signal and a timeout here on the defensive side of the ball. So they want to stop it with 1 second to go prior to the 2-minute warning.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
He's got Mason complete.
Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game.
Going for it. Here's McCarthy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
And we'll see if the defense wants to stop it as they take the knee. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And we talked so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams, right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, they have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for the Vikings, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll get another home date next week as the 49ers will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.